Namaskar, hello and a very warm welcome to NCERT's live phone-in interactive program. My name is Tanvi Khurana and in this English class for all the 7th class students, you're watching us on PMeVIDYA channel number 7. And the topic we have here for discussion is a poem, The Squirrel. Well, we all know how a squirrel looks like and what is the color of the squirrel, how she behaves, but then there's a lot we can still discuss in this poem. If you have read this poem, if you know this poem by heart and you have any queries, then please reach out to us. Just call us on our number, which is 8800440559, and raise your questions. We have an expert in our studio and she'll be more than happy to answer all your doubts. You're also watching us on our YouTube channel, which is NCERT Official. In the live chat box also, you can write down your questions, queries, and through this medium, you can share your questions with us. So, if you want to email us, the email ID is also available, which is dth.class7@ciet.nic.in. Now, let me introduce you to our today's expert, and she is Miss Poonam Kapoor. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Tanvi. Good afternoon, children.
A very good afternoon to you too, ma'am. Ma'am is an English teacher and she's formerly with Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. So let's begin this discussion and let's begin with the very crux of the title, which is the poem, The Squirrel. So ma'am, what is this poem, The Squirrel, all about?
See, Tanvi rightly told the name of the poem to the students. It's The Squirrel, and the poet is Mildred Bower Armstrong.
Okay.
And this poem, the poet sees the squirrel, and this poem is about his observation about the squirrel, isn't it? So whatever how he finds the squirrel, its playful, its bubbly nature, its fun-loving nature, and how does it look like? He has compared the squirrel with the child, fun-loving child, playful child, and he has associated it with the behavior and the nature of the children along with its own attributes, along with its own qualities.
Okay. So let's just read out the poem for our viewers, ma'am.
Yes, sure. I would like that our children should feel this poem rather than reading this poem. They should appreciate this poem. Yeah. So the poem goes like this: The Squirrel by Mildred Bower Armstrong. He wore a question mark for tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play, and if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. So this is the poem. But before we do this poem, I would like to apprise the students about a few fun facts about the squirrel.
Okay.
So I am sure that the children have seen the squirrel. Children, you can see the squirrel on the screen. It is a very small creature, the most watched creature, the most watched animal on the earth. Everyone has seen the squirrel, isn't it? Around your school, around your the backyard of your house, in the fields, in the parks, on the roadside, out in the nature, and everywhere you can see the playful creature named squirrel. And as you can see, it has a long bushy tail. Bushy tail, thick tail, isn't it? Yeah. And you will be surprised to see that the tail looks like a question mark. It looks like a question mark. It's curved, its tip is curved, isn't it? And so this is all about the squirrel, and you can also add many facts from your side. And
here, ma'am, in the presentation also we can see a fun fact and certain things. So I would like to ask you that squirrel is very chirpy. She just like running here to there and doesn't take breath too easily. So what is the reason behind this crazy funny behavior of the squirrel?
Squirrel is a crazy creature. And it is not only playful and fun-loving, it's also contributing to our environment, making our environment clean and green. You know what? It searches for the nuts,
Yes.
enjoys eating nuts,
Yes.
and it also hides the nuts in the soil inside the bark of the trees for winter. But then it forgets that it has saved the seeds there, seeds or nuts, whatever it eats there, isn't it? And what happens is that these seeds, they sprout in some time, and beautiful trees, they come up. So this is how it makes the nature clean and green and contributes towards the environment.
That's just wonderful, ma'am. So you have made a beautiful presentation, and let's just see what all you have in store for our viewers.
So children, just now we had listened to the poem. He wore a question mark for tail and overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. Now children, please see these lines. 6-lined poem is written inside the inverted commas. This is the observation of the poet.
Okay.
And you must learn the name of the poet. If you find it hard to learn, then you can say M.B. Armstrong. It is Mildred Bower Armstrong. Spellings should be correct. If you are unable to remember the name, then you can always write M.B. Armstrong. Neil Armstrong. Do you remember Neil Armstrong? He went to the moon, no? So it is M.B. Armstrong, and the poem is written in inverted commas. You must be keen observers, and the poem is the observation of the poet about the squirrel. So now, he wore a question mark for tail. He wore. Generally, we use it for the creatures, for the animals. But the poet wants us to make us feel that squirrel is just like children, isn't it? And so he has personified this attribute. Like we wear, he says he wore. This he wore. Who wore? The squirrel wore. The squirrel wore a question mark for tail. Its tail looks like a question mark, isn't it? An overcoat of grey. What is overcoat? Overcoat is that long, loose coat that you wear generally during winters, isn't it? So the squirrel is wearing an overcoat of grey. Why grey? The fur of the squirrel looks like grey color. And what is grey color? It is the mixture of black and white color, isn't it? Of brown color. So the overcoat that squirrel is wearing, it looks like fur. Its fur looks like of grey color, isn't it? He sat up straight to eat a nut. So now, what is the poet trying to tell? That the squirrel sits up straight and it enjoys the nut. Just now I have shown you the picture of the squirrel. It's sitting up. It's sitting straight in the picture. The picture is in your textbook as well, and it is enjoying the nut, isn't it? And when it sits straight, its tail seems to be adjusted in such a way that it looks like a question mark. Question mark. The tip is curved. It has a curve on the tip, isn't it? It looks like a question mark.
So, ma'am, does it have a meaning that the squirrel's tail is longer rather than its original size?
Yes, it is longer, and some other animals also have curved tail. These children might be knowing that they must have seen some animals, some creatures with long curved tail, like the dog has. The dog also has a curved tail, isn't it?
Some breeds.
Some breeds, yes. Some breeds have curved tails.
So, is there any particular reason behind that?
No, when they sit down, what happens is that the tail, they are not able to sit if they sit on the tail. They are not comfortable. But when they sit, it seems that they have adjusted their tail in such a manner that they are not disturbed while enjoying the nut.
Okay.
Isn't it? So it takes the shape of a question mark. When the squirrel sits up straight to eat a nut, it looks like a child, as if a child is enjoying the nut, isn't it? And the tail looks like a question mark, curved tail.
Okay. Okay.
Isn't it? So, and then I told, already I have told that an overcoat of grey, the color of squirrel's skin is grey, isn't it? The loose grey skin of the squirrel looks as if someone is wearing a grey overcoat. So, as the color of the squirrel's coat is grey, the poet Armstrong associates its fur with the overcoat.
Okay.
He liked to tease and play. He liked. Who liked? The squirrel liked. Again, the poet is not using the pronoun it. He is using the pronoun he. He liked to tease and play. What is the meaning of tease? To irritate, isn't it? It is a fun-loving creature. It loves to tease and play with the children. The squirrel is like a child, I have already told you, and it is the observation of the poet that the children love to play with the squirrel, and vice versa, the squirrel loves to play with the children, with the squirrel, isn't it? And at the moment the children go near the squirrel goes the other way. So that's why it is a bubbly, fun-loving creature. It will run like the small children they do. And if we ran around his tree, squirrel's tree, he went the other way, isn't it? When you run after the squirrel, it runs away from you, isn't it? It runs away from the children. It runs away from the poet. So the poet is observing the squirrel as a child. The children love to play with the squirrel because the squirrels are playful. They respond in that manner and they are loving as the small children. The poet, again I will remind you, the poet is not using the pronoun it. Rather, he uses the pronoun he for the squirrels so that the children or the readers should be associated with the squirrel as one of them, isn't it? The actions of the squirrel are steady and engaging. You keep watching them and you will be thrilled to see their actions.
Yeah.
So that was the poem. I am sure that you have understood the poem, and I have already told you that the poet has given this pronoun he, his for the squirrel, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we have also come across some difficult words while doing this poem, like he wore. First sentence is he wore a question mark for tail. Wore means to put on. Normally we wear clothes. The past tense of wear is wore. Wore can be used in different sense. How? It can be used as a verb. It can be used as a noun.
Yeah.
Like when we say that I wear a uniform for the school. I wear the uniform for the school. I wear the uniform. I wear the uniform. So here wear is the verb. Wear is verb. But when I say that I have bought an evening wear. So here it is a noun. So we can use wear in different ways. Now here it is a noun. I wear the uniform, I wear the evening gown. This is verb.
Right.
And then we can use wear like please wear a smile on your face.
Yeah.
So here wear has different meaning.
So ma'am, here in the first sentence, the wear is the present tense.
Yeah, wear is the present tense and the past tense is he wore a question. That is when he observed. This poem is observation of the poet, and he has expressed it in his words, the live show, the live thing that he has seen about the squirrel. That is why he has used the past tense and it is written in his own words. Therefore, he has written these 6 lines in inverted commas.
Ma'am, that's a very fascinating observation actually.
Yes, yes.
And that's a reason maybe he wrote this very beautiful poem.
Yeah, yeah.
And
poets are sensitive by nature. They have very keen observation. They have very sharp ears and keen eyes.
Yes.
And that's why they observe the things which a layman sometimes cannot see.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So let's see the other difficult words or phrases in this poem.
Then an overcoat of grey. Overcoat, already I have explained that it is a loose, long coat, isn't it? Like, how will you use it in a sentence? We can use it like, my grandfather wears an overcoat in the winter season and takes a stick in his hand while going for a walk. Isn't it? So overcoat, it is a loose, long coat that is worn over the clothes, over the dress during the winters, normally during the winters.
Right.
Then there is grey, and it is spelled as G-R-A-Y as well as G-R-E-Y. Both are correct. Grey color, and it is a color, already I have told, between black and white, between dark grey and light grey or pale grey, isn't it? Grey. Then the next word is tease. Tease means to irritate, isn't it? To irritate, to annoy someone, isn't it? Like we say, do not tease the animals, do not tease the dog, never tease other students, your class fellows, isn't it? So tease. So here it is used like, he liked to tease and play. The squirrel teases, the children go near him, it runs away. And it enjoys when the children are coming near the squirrel. But as they take a few steps, it goes the other direction.
Right.
So that is, it teases. And then we have in the last line, he went the other way. Other way means opposite direction. Please, you have come to the wrong direction, please take the other way. Isn't it? We say like
it's
this.
A phrase.
So that is the usage of these words, these difficult words, and we really want our children to be very, very comfortable in these words as well. They should appreciate the poem, they should feel the poem, and also enrich their vocabulary simultaneously.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? And now let's come to the poetic devices. Now once again we'll come back to the poem to find out the rhyming words. In class 7, children do get a question on rhyming words, on the poetic skills, and they have rhyming words only in their syllabus. And once again we'll get back to the poem. I'll tell you how to identify the rhyming words. Children, it's better if you come back again to the poem. See, here is the poem. Whenever rhyming words are asked, you will give A, B, C, D to the last word, isn't it? It should sound, the sound should be similar. He wore a question mark for tail. So tail, you will write down A, isn't it? Then an overcoat of grey. Now grey does not have the same sound as tail. So you will write down B. He sat up straight to eat a nut. It's not going with any of the sounds. He liked to tease and play, of course. Grey and play are going together. Again, you will write on B. Isn't it? B sound is again, grey is rhymes with play. And in the last line, he went the other way. Way is also rhyming. So again, it is B. So this is how you identify the rhyming words. So here, grey, play and way. You will put them in a box and identify your rhyming words like this. Isn't it? See.
Apart from these three also, students can find some more rhyming words.
Yes. Like twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. Star is A and what you are is again A. Up above the world so high. High does not go with star or I, so it will be B, like a diamond in the sky. So sky is again going with high, so it is B. Now how you will write the answer in the exam? The rhyming scheme is, you will write on answer, the rhyming scheme is A, B, B. And this will be the right answer. If the question is you identify the rhyming words, then you will write down star, R, high, sky. If they ask you what is the rhyming scheme, then you will write down A, B, B. Now what are the rhyming words? This poem comprised of 6 lines written in inverted commas, and the rhyming words in this poem are grey, play and way. I think I am clear?
Yes, absolutely.
Very nice. So now let us sum up. I am sure that our children have also understood the poem, they have appreciated the poem.
Yeah.
And what we have seen in this poem, that the squirrel has got a tail, that is in the shape of a question mark, isn't it? It seems it is adjusted to its body in a way. It makes the squirrel sit comfortably, and it is the tail takes the shape of a question mark. It is curved from the tip. It has fur, it has overcoat that is grey in color. What is the color of the fur? Grey. And it eats the nut, and when it eats, it sits straight and looks like, its tail looks like a question mark, isn't it? And then it likes to tease, it likes to play with the children. It has a very bubbly nature, fun-loving creature. And what is this poem? This poem is simply an observation of the poet Mildred Bowers Armstrong. Please remember the name of the poet.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, because the squirrel is a very cute creature, so if anyone wants to draw it, then is there any way?
Yes, some children are very good in drawing and sketching.
Yeah.
I'm sure they can draw the picture of the squirrel seeing at their textbook, but if they find it difficult, I'll provide them with the website which will really help them from the scratch how to draw the squirrel, so that they can note down the site. It is https rhythmsofplay.com squirrel, or facts and fun, or ways to learn all about squirrels. And another site is wedrawanimals.com.
Okay.
They also teach the students the drawing right from the scratch, and they will find themselves very, very comfortable in drawing the squirrel.
Animals.
So
Okay.
I'll come back to it while giving them the activity.
Absolutely.
So before that, this poem is in their syllabus. So they have to prepare it for the tests, unit tests, half yearlies, also for the final exams.
Yes.
And so let's come to the comprehension part of this poem.
Okay.
Children, I'm sure that you have understood the poem. So now you have to read the extract given below and answer the following questions, isn't it? So the line goes, he liked to tease and play. First of all, identify where these lines exist in the poem. Are they in the beginning or are they towards the end? He liked to tease and play, and if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. Children, you have to learn the recitation also, and I would highly recommend you to learn this poem by heart. Now these are the 3 lines I have already explained. The first question that you have to attempt is, give a synonym for like in the context of the poem. First of all, please understand what is the synonym. The question should also be clear to you. What is the synonym? Synonym means the similar meaning, the same meaning. So give a synonym for like in the context of the poem. What will be the answer? Like here it says that like
Enjoy?
enjoy, yes, relish, enjoy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Enjoy is the right answer, correct. And the second question is, teasing is the poet's way of dash with the squirrel. Teasing is the poet's way of playing with the children, with the squirrel, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's teasing. It's not exactly teasing. It is not exactly irritating, but it is taking fun. It is making fun by making the children run and chase the squirrel. So, teasing is the poet's way of playing with the squirrel. Then the third question is, use the word run in a sentence of your own. Usage is integral part of the language. Run. So how will you use it in a sentence? Tanvi, will you try?
Students run behind the squirrel.
Students run behind the squirrel. Very, very nice and appropriate sentence in this context. Run fast and get your birthday gift.
Yes.
Run fast and catch the train, or something like that, isn't it? So that is the usage of run. And now some adjective. The question based on the grammar, language. Choose a befitting adjective to describe the nature of squirrel. Children, I would recommend, again tell you that you have to identify, you can play squirrel A to Z. You have to write down the qualities of the squirrel right from A, like it is active, B, it is busy. C, it is clever. Similarly, till Z, you will find out adjectives and write them down in your notebook. Now here the question is, choose a befitting adjective to describe the nature of the squirrel, and the choices are: number 1, playful, it is play loving, fun loving. Second is scornful. You must know the meaning. Scorn, it hates something, isn't it? Then introvert, it is shy, it is timid, isn't it? Jealous, it is envious. So out of these 4 qualities, which goes for squirrel?
Absolutely playful.
Playful, correct. And I'm sure that the children will also choose this option.
Yes.
Playful, option A is the right answer. So you will mark option A. Very good.
So these are fun exercises, and I'm sure our students are going to go home and do these exercises. And ma'am, we've got last 3 minutes left, and if there's any homework you want to assign our students,
yes,
please do that.
I would like the students to do an activity.
Okay.
It is a very interesting activity, spy on squirrels.
Okay.
Our students are young upcoming spies, isn't it? So spy on squirrels. Now what you have to do, children, you will find out the squirrels in your local area, record your observation, it should be original observation, note it down in your notebook and discuss it with the teacher as well as your classmates. I'm sure you will enjoy this activity. Also you have to draw the squirrel in your notebook. And children, language cannot be complete until and unless we give some reading exercise, isn't it? So I'm suggesting some books which are the stories, the fiction which are on squirrels. So these are the names of some stories, some tales. You can note down, go to the library, search for the books, read them. You will come to know more about squirrels.
That's great. Should I, ma'am, read it out for them?
Yes, please do.
So these are the readings which you should do because right now vacations are going on, so go for it. First is Bob Ross and Peapod the Squirrel, a charming tale.
Yes, correct.
Second, The Busy Little Squirrel. Third, Nuts to You. Fourth, The Secret Life of Squirrels, fun photographic story. Fifth, Making a New Friend. So all the very best, and I am sure that you're going to enjoy these readings. So ma'am, before leaving, would you like to give any message to our viewers and students?
Yes, I would like to tell the students that they are in the initial stages of learning a language, and this poem, if they learn by heart, I'm sure the confidence they'll gain will help them in the coming times.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your time and reading this very beautiful story, The Squirrel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanvi. And I can make out from your expressions you enjoyed the poem.
I loved it, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you, my dear students.
And I'm sure our students loved it too. So in this entire poem, we have learned a lot about squirrel, its tail, its overcoat, the color of the entire creature. And we've also learned the vocabulary, grammar, and even got to know certain books that are related to this poem. So it's wonderful that you have enjoyed this program, and if you have not seen this program, then please watch it on NCRT Official, that is our YouTube channel. Stay here, don't go anywhere. We are coming back after a short break with another program of ours of social science, and the topic of discussion would be Samanta Bhag 1. So stay here, keep your questions ready. Thank you so much. Take care. Namaskar.